It's showtime. That's what the little thing just came up. All right, so we got Terry. What's up, Madwood?
Oh
Mr.
yeah.
Charlie, how are you?
Hey Terry. Hey Charlie.
So I don't know if Rusty's going to make it. He's on his way, but I told him to take his time.
Don't rush it. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't rush it.
I said this is no big deal. It's all right. So we'll see if he makes it.
Stuff happens when you get to rushing.
Yep, yep. So I don't want to put any pressure on him and make him feel like he's got to get there faster, get here faster. Because
Johnny Small Pepper. Hey Johnny.
what's going on, Johnny? Don't want to put any pressure on him. The show's still going to go on, and we're good. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But how are you today, Mike?
Oh, I finally got to sit down and relax a little bit before we went on the live, and I took my mother-in-law to an orthopedic appointment today, and she ended up with 2 cortisone shots, 1 in each knee, and then I took her to Hope, and she walks with the aid of a rollator walker thing,
Okay.
a rolling walker, but you got to be right there with her because she can still fall, and so
Right.
it's intense taking her out. It's a process,
Okay.
but it all went well, and I got home. I left this morning at 8:45, and I got home about 2 o'clock, 2:30, something like that. So it was a day.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So, well, hey, another day above the dirt.
Hey, it could always be worse, right?
That's right.
Blessed to be able to do this stuff we're doing, man. Cortisone shots should help. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
The soup parts. That's it's a hyaluronic gel, hyaluronic acid. It's a type of that, and I've had those, and they do help a lot too. But this is the first step to doing it.
Oh, Terry said they're having bad storms up their
Oh.
way. Hey, you know what? I got the thing over here on the right side. Let me. So Johnny said that. I don't know what that stuff is, but you just told me. Bad storms and tornadoes around Madwood. Yeesh.
Dang, I forget it. What state's he in? He's in. Is it Oklahoma?
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
He was getting ready,
Midwest.
putting up for his Iowa.
Iowa. Okay. Oh yeah, you. Well,
Close.
yeah, you in the middle of the tornado alley right there.
Yeah, we were close.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many people, man. It's hard to keep track of where everybody's from.
That's right. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is.
It is. Uh, let's see. I saw his post for the Thanksgiving barbecue stuff. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that is. I tell you.
We tried to do that one year, posting we would cook a whole bunch, and I think I sold 1 smoked turkey. And the guy loved it. I mean, absolutely loved it. I, cut him a pretty good deal, and he absolutely loved it.
My brother and I, we haven't done it in a long time because he just doesn't have the time, and he doesn't. His shoulders hurt him too bad, and that kind of stuff. He's got knee and shoulder issues. He's and back, but he and I built a smoker in his backyard down in Middle Georgia, and it was a pit smoker, and we just concrete blocks, and we got metal to put on it, put a big old giant sheet of 1/4 inch steel on top for the lid. We welded a a place to put a hook on it, and we used a series of pulleys, and we put a counterweight on the other side with a giant hickory log, and put an eye bolt in it and hooked it up, and you could raise and lower the lid because that lid was heavy.
Right.
And just pull it down one hand, and it would raise and lower the lid, and it was smoking on the indirect heat, and because we had the fire pit in the front and had a chimney with a flue on it and everything going up the back, and it would draw right across there, and you could, man, and it wasn't like these things that you got now where you can set a temperature and it'll stay there.
Yeah.
This one you had to regulate it on how much air you let in and all like that, like it is with C3PO, where you use the magnets to how much air goes in and whatnot. But we just you put too much, and that fire is gonna get hot.
Yeah. I cooked on the drum last week, and man, it's hard to beat a drum.
It is. I'm falling in love with that thing. I really.
I mean, you'll find simple stuff. Like I did a smoked mac and cheese for a friend of ours for her birthday. And, I fired up just for that. So it took longer to get it up to temperature and let it cool down than it did to actually cook. Man,
cook, so right. Yeah.
So worth it.
I'm planning on doing the turkey, and I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to spatchcock it.
Yep.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Yep.
You'll get much more better cook on that. What is a drum?
So a drum is a UDS drum smoker. Take a 55-gallon drum, and it's a vertical, and you can put like a 22-inch Weber kettle cook grate inside it. You have a firebox at the bottom, and everything's self-contained. You have a little magnet. I run a magnet to control my air intake, and on the one that Mike's got, the exhaust is just wide open or closed.
Right. And you've got the heat is directly under it, but you're using a diverter.
Yep.
To send the heat around it where it's not just coming right up over it.
Right. So your heat, like say this is your heat right here, your firebox. We run a diverter on top. So as the heat comes up, it hits and goes around the diverter. So now your smoke's moving, and it'll even out the temperature all across the drum. So I have one drum that was like my prototype, and there 1 inch below the rack is a thermometer that runs to the middle of the cook grate, and an inch above it is one that only goes in 3 inches. Without a diverter, you can have a 50-degree spike difference between those two temperatures.
Yep.
With a diverter properly installed, you can get an even temperature on both of them. So
Matt would get 65 for a turkey and 50 for a ham.
Nice. Especially when you get them for like 80 cents a pound.
Yeah.
Somewhere, I think it was Walmart last week, I saw they already got them for 88 cents a pound. So I was like, oh, it is about turkey season.
So many bodies are stored in drums. It is what the hobos do. Yeah.
Yeah, and cook beans over. Yeah. They do, but they use a more of a uncontrolled.
It's an open fire. It's an open fire. Yeah. But that,
yeah, on my channel, I've got a whole bunch of. I got a playlist for UDS. So if you're interested, just saying.
You want to see an interesting song? Go look at the words to Waltzing Matilda, and it's about a hobo who he is he's in the outback, and he's come across a place there, and it's all about his encounter with a sheep. And he's cooking and that kind of stuff, and it's with a billy pot, and it's very good. I know this only because my mother was Australian, and I knew that song when I was knee high to a grasshopper because she taught it to us. But you got to understand all the words. It's very different.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Charlie. So Johnny says he's going to do that on a Smoky Mountain. Basically, a UDS is the same as a Smoky Mountain. The only difference is a UDS typically doesn't come apart in three parts. You know, the bottom and the top are together. You have a fire basket on the inside, same as that. Run a heat deflector, and then the lid is either a dome lid from a Weber kettle or a flat lid, like what Mike's got with just a stack on it.
Yeah, and the stack's got a flip.
Yep, I put a tractor flap on it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I couldn't draw the name out.
Yep.
But
so
yeah,
Johnny,
they are.
I'm under smoking _bears_.
Yep.
I need to figure out a way to change that a little bit.
Get those underscores in there, because what you get.
Yeah. You'll get some cartoon guys, bears smoking weed.
Yeah.
It happens. I don't know.
I think it's funny though. I love it.
Yeah, you can take the midsection out and use it as a small grill. I do that with R2.
And you can buy drum smokers. They sell them, pretty regular. And if you want some that are out there that are commercial, go to Man Kitchen Recipes. He's got a drum he uses. He's got some videos out there. Matter of fact, Kevin's got about everything you can smoke on.
He just got a pizza oven not too long ago.
I have not watched his channel in about a month, so I got to look at it. I'm so behind on those videos, and Kevin's a great guy. And he can cook.
Yeah, Gateway Drums they've been around for decades. So R2, my little 14-inch Weber kettle, Smoky Joe, I made, put a tamale pot, made a basically 14-inch WSM. And I took an old lid from a different Weber, and I can basically take that with me, and I have a grill and a smoker. So I can run both, or either or. So it's a multi-use.
Yep. So tonight.
Let's get into it. Tonight you got what?
We are doing, because it's Halloween and the kids come in and they're hungry and you got to get them fed real quick. Halloween being tomorrow. You got to get them fed. It's got to be something they're going to want to eat. And so what we're doing is, and it's got to be quick, because you got to get them out there getting all that free candy. You got to get them out there begging on time, So we decided to do nachos. And it's, how you do them is your own choice. You can, but really kind of loaded nachos. And, but it's, I've come up with my way of doing it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it, you can either call it Italian nachos or pizza nachos, whichever way you want. And so that's what I'm going for. I'm using breakfast sausage because it's cheap. At Aldi, I can get it for about $2 a pound.
Okay.
And so it's cheap. And then I can spice it up myself. And I'm gonna do some other stuff in it. But that's what I'm gonna make, and it will be keto. Nacho business. I got a question. If it's nacho cheese, whose is it?
Pepper Jack.
No, if it's nacho cheese, whose cheese is it?
Peppers. Pepper jacks.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a quick barbecue chicken Totchos.
There you go.
I use these a lot. You know that.
Veggie tots are pretty tasty.
I like these veggie tots. They're broccoli and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But each time that I use these, I try to cook them a different way than what I did a time before. I'm thinking, drop this out of the bag, onto a skillet. In my skillet, I've got a cook rack.
Uh-huh.
Now, when it sits down in this 12-inch skillet, this is the coal rack out of a 14-inch Smoky Joe. It sits in there and sits just above the bottom, about 3/4 of an inch.
Just enough to let circulation get under there and let it cook on the bottom so you don't get that wet bottom.
Right. And then it'll kind of, in my head with the lid on it, the OG air fryer.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly, right?
Well, I can see that. I can see it working for that.
It's coming up like
it's going to circulate. It's going to circulate through there.
like a Dutch oven. It'll come up. It'll move around. So, let's see. We got a couple others in here. Daddy Dutch, what's going on, buddy?
Hey,
Matt
Daddy,
13, what's going on? Rusty's on his way, I think, or he's at the house. He'll be in, I don't know, whenever he gets here.
Yeah.
But I also have pantry ingredients. Canned chicken, rotel, black olives, queso, and bacon bits.
There you go.
And I got a little bit of barbecue sauce, which is not keto, but we're not using a whole lot. So I just have a can of chicken that I'm going to heat up, put a little sauce on, toss it. Sugar will be minimal.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of the things, we're talking maybe a tablespoon or two. So, and got my little South Pittsburgh, Tennessee skillet, breaking her in for the first cook.
All right.
I got this back in March, April, whenever we went to Tennessee for the Cornbread Festival. So, perfect size for just a small can of chicken and heat up some queso.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got going on. Just, I was thinking, man, let's get in the freezer, let's get in the pantry. I already strained the rotel to kind of be like my pico, because I couldn't find, the store I went to didn't have pico. And I didn't chop an onion just because I was lazy.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Let's fire it up, man.
Let's fire it up. I've got the sausage already in the pan here. Didn't figure y'all needed to see me cutting the sausage tube up and putting it in the pan. Figured y'all seen that before. All right. I'm just gonna get it browned up. Let me get my sauce here. I'll be right back.
All right. So Charlie, I'm trying to purposely add a little bit of flame. One, because my wife's sitting back here in the studio audience, and she always gets nervous when I light the fire. And two, I know y'all like it. Boom. I know she's going to get on me later. She's not happy, but it's okay. So we're going to get this going. I'm just going to spray this a little bit with some cooking spray. Got to have some oil here. About out.
that's all going in the air.
Yeah. About I'll get some more. Some mo. All right. Let's get that rolling.
Who's gonna come in?
Get this heated up. Gordo's. Gordo's. Mike, what you know about Gordo's? What you know about Gordo's?
I know Ingles sells them.
So we were down in Florida with a group of, it was a no kids weekend, and we were getting stuff for not loaded nachos. We were doing sheet pan nachos on the grill, and my cousin was like, "Man, if you're getting cheese, you got to get Gordo's. Got to get Gordo's." I said, "Okay, man, we'll get Gordo's." Fell in love with it, and so every time we go to do and he's in Noonan, so every time we go to do loaded nachos, we always get Gordo's.
Okay.
Today I was going to get Gordo's, but this just happened to be what we had, so I didn't need to go get any. So it's just kind of interesting. I see you with it now, and I'm like, man.
I started to make my own. And I said, this is supposed to be quick. They ain't gonna make their own. That's why I'm using a jar sauce of pizza sauce.
Nothing wrong with that.
And this jar has 4 carbs and 2 total sugars, 1 fiber, and the sugars are natural. There's no added sugar. So that's Walmart brand there, and that for pizza sauce, that's dang good.
I got turned on to, I've used it before on here, Dale Fazoli's. I can't remember how to pronounce it. But I really like that, so I buy it anytime I find it. Publix is like the only place that sells it.
Okay. In the hierarchy of expensive places to shop, you got Whole Foods right up there at the top. Then you got Sprouts, and then Publix comes in there.
Yeah. We have to go to Charlotte to find the Sprouts, and we don't have a Whole Foods. Is there one in Charlotte? Wife's sitting over here.
Or my son calls Whole Foods whole paycheck.
Yes. Now, the first time I went, we were heading, I think, to Alpharetta, and we came across one. We thought, man, we're going to go, and that's where I got my first bit of. Hey, made it. First bit of Fox Brothers. So I got some Fox Brothers barbecue sauce there.
Oh, good. Have you eaten at Fox Brothers?
Yes. One of my buddies who stays up in up around Alpharetta. He years ago had a seasoning business. Absolutely loved his seasoning, and he used to be the pit master at Fox Brothers.
Okay.
So I'd asked him, were you part of making this sauces and seasonings? And he said, no, he wasn't, but his stuff's pretty good. He just got the licensing back to start selling again. So I'll get you some of his, or get you a link to his stuff. It's called Southern Links Barbecue.
Okay.
And he won a barbecue competition, and that's kind of how he got started with seasonings. Was he won a barbecue competition? Somebody asked him about it, and told him, you need to sell this stuff. And it's some good stuff.
Well, for my money here in Atlanta, as far as barbecue restaurants in Atlanta, if you're inside the perimeter 285. That's inside the perimeter. I-285. You're inside of it. Fox Brothers is got the best restaurant barbecue there is here. Outside the perimeter, you know, there's a couple of good ones. The As far as overall in Atlanta, I still would. I'd have to put, if you're within the metro area, I'd have to put Fox Brothers #1.
Okay. Yeah, we went a long time ago. I haven't been recently.
I know I'm late to the game, but what do you need me to do?
I'd say stay there and look pretty, but
That's her job.
yeah.
Well, if you're telling me to stand there and look pretty, I got problems. Stand there, I got down to an arc. This is
So we got
that might take a little more effort.
so Mike, that kind of leads me into the topic I've been researching for like the last, I don't know, a couple days.
Okay.
We were talking Sunday about barbecue hash.
Okay.
Is that in Georgia? Do you guys get barbecue hash?
I've never seen it in Georgia.
Okay. Because everything I was seeing and reading is it's a South Carolina thing.
Yeah.
It's not anywhere else.
Yeah, I've gotten it in South Carolina.
Huh?
I have gotten it in South Carolina.
Okay.
But I have never seen it in Georgia.
I hadn't either, but I was kind of like, okay, well, it's more around the low country, basically Columbia to Charleston.
Which,
And it's that area.
if you go, I haven't looked all over Augusta and at barbecue places here in Georgia, but it's right there on the South Carolina border.
Right.
You might be able to find it in one of the barbecue places there, because Columbia is only like an hour, maybe from there.
Right.
And you go across the Savannah River and you're in South Carolina.
Excuse me. That was nice. This thing just threw up all over me. What I get?
I opened up a pack of cheese.
So we had-
one time.
So I was looking, and because Rusty was telling me about this kind of hash, and he wanted to make, and it has beef in it.
It was a mixture of Boston butt and chuck roast.
Okay. So about that, that is more of an upstate style, like Columbia style.
Okay.
Whenever I was looking at it, there was actually 4 different regions, and each region had its own kind of hash. There was a red hash, a vinegar hash, a liver hash.
Yep.
And there was a the pork and the beef hash.
Yeah.
It was 4 different regions.
Yes. So as you go towards the low country, towards like Charleston, Edisto, that area, Florence, it's got more tomatoes and vinegar, like a mix of vinegar and mustard barbecue sauces in it. Where if you're in upstate, then it's more liver hash, where it's just pork and liver, like chicken livers, and then there was the beef hash. It's like more pork with a little bit of beef in it. I've got like, I think 4 or 5 recipes, and it all depends on which area you're at. So, so we were kicking around trying to do some.
Oops.
I actually there's 2 restaurants you can find their recipes off of Destination Barbecue, South Carolina Barbecue.
Uh-huh.
And Lake High, who wrote a South Carolina barbecue book, actually has a recipe in there from, I don't think it's Sweatman's Heights, but I had to break down the recipe down to just a couple pounds of pork so we can make a small batch instead of trying to do a great big one.
Yeah.
Because I know my family won't eat it, and I know we're not going to eat 18 gallons of it.
Yeah. So you had to do some math.
Yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad.
Well, I got a big cook coming up on Thursday next week, cooking for the high school, and I just told Lee, I said, let's go ahead and make a hash. We're going to be up cooking. And I told him, he's more than likely going to be at the house helping out. And since we're going to be up all night anyway, we might as well do the hash. Make a video of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we cut it down, it may not take as long to do. We cut the recipe down.
Let's see if I can reduce this here a little bit.
But that was one thing, and then you get into, I love Brunswick stew, but
Yeah, I do too.
Carolina Brunswick stew and Georgia Brunswick stew are not the same.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Like authentic Georgia, from what I found, authentic Georgia Brunswick stew is more like our hash.
It's it's stew. You ought to be able to stand a spoon up in it.
Yes. Where ours is more like kind of like a soup. I mean, it's thick, but it's also got
It's like Ching Chang Chong. So steamy.
got a little broth with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Which my cousin, his mama or his grandmama and granddaddy, my aunt and uncle, they owned a barbecue restaurant in Barnesville where I'm from, and they had this Brunswick stew they did. Folks come from far and wide to eat that Brunswick stew.
Yeah, we're getting ready. My cousin in Nuna, I usually take pork and chicken, and then we get all the ingredients, and we make a pot of Brunswick stew. We've done that for the last couple of years every time we've gotten together. Don't know if I get to that before I see him again. I got to do some chicken. But I could probably use canned chicken. It'd be okay.
Yeah.
Nobody would know.
No.
Toss a little barbecue sauce on it.
He is he's got the recipe. Both of his sons, my other cousins, they've got the recipe, but none of them will give it to any of the family. They won't give it. I said, Terry, come on, let me get you drunk, and you can give me the recipe. And he said, you ain't got enough beer to get me drunk. I said enough to do that.
That's funny. I had a friend of mine. His dad was like that with his brisket recipe. He passed on maybe, I don't know if Jack passed on me 10 years ago. Anyway, he'd been gone for a while, and I finally got his recipe. Why is that important? Because that's when my wife fell in love with smoked brisket. So I finally got his recipe. I haven't done a video on it yet.
Well, here in Georgia, you use the word barbecue, and it's pork. You'll find brisket in a lot of places, but it's pork.
Here in Carolinas, that's all it is.
Yep.
Barbecue is pork. And that was something I had to learn because coming from Ohio, you know, us Yankees, we would say, let's have a barbecue, and that was hot dogs. It was fired up a gas grill.
Yeah. It ain't that way here. No. That's grilling.
And what's kind of funny in a way is, you know, we're doing our judging, the barbecue competition judging. And every time we get a new guy come in from, you know, that's done his novice cooks and is just starting to get he got his apron or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I thought I knew what barbecue was until now. And it's usually somebody from up north.
Wow.
Like, I thought I knew. What I found out is I knew nothing.
You ever watch the YouTube channel? It's a Southern thing.
It's a Southern thing. I don't know if I've seen that one.
I don't think I have either.
They talk about different things in the South, and they're at this person's. This person invites them. They say to the house. Said, "Yeah, we're gonna have a barbecue. We're gonna do barbecue." And they go, "Oh, really? Well, you gonna do brisket or pork?" And he goes, "Oh no, hamburgers and hot dogs." And this person that was doing it was telling them to come on. They weren't from the South. They had just moved here and they were trying to impress and all. You know, it happens. They and people look at them and go, "No, that's not no.
That's not how we do it."
That's not barbecue. That's not."
And you know, like, so we have a couple cups. They try to do, like, they'll do chicken wings. We don't do pulled chicken, but they'll. It was just from the flame down there. They don't do pulled chicken, but they'll do chicken wings, which is kind of hard to mess up.
Yeah.
But they, in one place, or two places, do brisket as a category. Otherwise, SCBA, it's all pork. And just because you can do a brisket doesn't mean you should.
Yep. Yep. You know, there's a fine line on a brisket. You can, because, you know, people want it so many different ways that, you know, some folks want it done completely. Some folks want it to still have some red in it. That's me.
Well, so if you're getting it medium rare, then that was probably sous vide, or it ain't done. Because you can sous vide one and keep it 135 for, like, I don't know, 6 days, and it'll be all the fat will render out and it'll be right. But if you're smoking it and it's still medium rare, you ain't done yet. You pulled it out too soon.
No, I'm not talking about full medium rare. It's more towards a medium. I like it in the medium range. I don't want medium rare on it. I guess steak, I like steak medium rare.
But you want brisket like that?
Yeah. It's a fine line because you can't overcook it, you can't undercook it, and if it's undercooked, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
What temperature are you pulling it at?
Yeah, because if you're getting it rare, that's definitely undercooked.
That's like 160.
I don't get it rare. I want it medium. And maybe
Well,
just a touch on the medium well, just a touch.
a 150 to 160 range.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
That's usually when I'm wrapping to put it back on the pit.
I know.
And it's juicy, and it is just, that's when I love it.
That's a new one to me.
I like ribs to fall right off the bone.
There's a time and a place for that for me. But it's hard to like go somewhere and somebody like a restaurant or something and they make you ribs and you're then they say, "Oh, these are the best ribs ever," and for us, we're like, "Yeah, okay."
I think so.
Yeah. Frugal Mama, what's going on?
Hey, Frugal Mama.
There's a website that's supposed to be all pork or porking, they say. Brunswick Lanes. Oh, you talking about bowling?
We used to have one
Yeah.
up on 21 Buck Pass.
I didn't know they were still in business.
Aren't they the ones that make the what do they call it? The rake? The thing that the bar that comes down and pulls it in?
Yeah,
No idea.
I think that's a,
Bone's weird, but might as well do pulled pork. Yeah, Charlie, when I do fall off the bone, I'm usually thinking like I'm using the meat for something else. Like I'm going to pull it off the bone and put it in, some other dish like a mac or, cabbage or something like that.
you want it tender and you want it to be able to get access to real quick.
Yeah.
These veggie tots?
Yeah,
They look like.
I know you don't like them.
I've bought them a couple of times.
I know you don't like them, but I saw those chips you were talking about, and I was gonna get some, but I said no, Rusty's got those.
Yeah, I got 3 bags of them, but I'm running so late I just came straight here, didn't even go home.
Probably a good thing.
Well, I know what y'all cooking Sunday.
The veggie, the using his chips.
Yep.
But I had the refried beans, I had the crema, I had the salsa. It was a Catalina salsa. I had lettuce. I had oh gosh, the pound of.
Woo, that's hot.
Mm-hmm.
I had everything. I'm going to have a 12-hour day today.
Well, these are crisping up nice. Trying to flip them. Oh, Mike. Ooh. Boy. Oh, you turned the fan on. Muted him. Mike probably can't hear, but I muted you, Mike. Fan took off. But
Can he unmute himself when he gets it figured out?
yeah, let's try this. I muted you, Mike, because your fan took off.
I don't have a fan.
Something
There was
happened.
a lot of interference through the microphone.
Huh. I don't know what it was. But, oh, well. We're good.
Just don't tell me Miss Page walked by. I know you got all that hot air going.
No. Never.
Well, those are actually browning up pretty nicely.
There is the meat for the nachos right there.
Nice.
It's got 2 packs of sausage, 2 pounds of breakfast sausage, pizza sauce from Walmart,
Pizza
some
sauce?
Italian seasoning from Not for Nothing Homestead, some Gordo's cheese, and
Charlie says it was all your fans going wild. Yay!
and it's got minced onions, dehydrated minced onions that I put in here to reconstitute.
In chorizo.
All right, now
I had to work.
So, Mike, what's a Halloween memory you have from your childhood? Not the kids, yours.
yeah, the local bank president in town, they would hold they did a big Halloween thing, the Radfords, that was their name, Radford. And he was president of the First National Bank. And they had a huge house on Thomaston Street there in Barnesville. And they would hold a thing, and the entire town was invited. And they'd give out candy, they'd have games, come to the house and enjoy, is what it was. They'd have food, snack stuff, and whatnot. And it was really good. And I just remember that being really special because I'm telling you, for Barnesville, they lived in a mansion. I'll have to see if I can find a picture to show you some of that. What about you?
We always went to my grandma's, so we would dress up and go to grandma's, and all my aunts and uncles would bring their kids over. Well, mainly the aunts would bring their kids over, and we'd all kind of hang out at grandma's that night. And just everybody's dressed up, but we would get the cardboard box with the plastic on top, so you can see the fake plastic face, and the plastic trash bag costume.
Yeah.
For those, like the one year I dressed up as Ernie from Dirt and Ernie. Another year I was Batman. One time I was a jailbird, so I had the striped black and white suit with the hat, and they were like big rubber, so you'd slide them over and you'd walk around like that.
Yeah.
And people would always, oh, look at you, no matter what we wore.
Yep. So this is Bill's. I've got the Halo chips. They are keto friendly. There's 5 total carbs. There's 4 servings in this thing here. So if you ate the whole bag, you'd end up with 20 total carbs.
Oh, wow.
Did you look at the nutritional chart on the bag whenever you saw them in the store?
Yes, and I forgot what it said. I didn't take a picture.
I know it was all less than 1 gram of sugar. I can't remember what the carb was.
They were by the same people that make the veggie straws, and they were tortilla chips. I looked at them.
They're really good.
And I was like, because Publix had them, and I was like, ooh. And I said, nope, Rusty's gonna get those. I'm gonna get something different. And I went with these Totchos. And then Rusty shows up empty-handed. Just kidding. Uh-oh.
I can bring it all over Sunday.
We're not gonna be here.
Oh, that's right.
There's no live.
Exotic erotic ball on Halloween. Friends and bands will play. Couple thousand half-dressed people and random ponies. Whoa! Well, or at least people who thought they were, huh? Yeah. We always, as I got older and we started doing the Halloween parties, they would always ask, we would go to the Halloween party and they'd say, well, what are you dressed up as? Because we wouldn't wear costumes. And we're like, over. That was always a good one. Dressed up sober.
So
But we were really not. Yeah.
So I'm putting little mini pepperonis on here too.
Oh, got the mini ones, huh?
Yeah, I figured they'd be perfect to fit on a chip.
Yeah.
I remember one year, me and my brother, we were probably third grade age. He was second, I was in third. And Mama went to the store. I mean, we were really poor growing up. We didn't have costumes and stuff, but we had football. And Mama went to the store and got a couple rolls of aluminum foil, wrapped the helmet up, made antennas, wrapped our bodies up in aluminum foil. And whenever we would go knock on the door, she would sit there with the flashlight shining in on us, making the sparkle in the light. And we were aliens.
So that's what's wrong with you. Oh.
For some reason, that really, really sticks out in my memory.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. What about you, hon? My wife's in the studio audience for anybody. You gotta speak up because the mic's heading this way.
I know. I was not a dresser upper.
So you didn't do Halloween?
Not so much. My dad did Halloween.
In your little cornfield, you did, or your little dirt road town, you didn't do
No,
Halloween?
I don't remember.
She was in a dirt road town, and you were in a cornfield. How close were y'all?
About an hour.
My town was the biggest town, and I was the county seat. I was a town kid. We were not
she was.
close.
And I was thinking about that yesterday. I was out, and so back home. So I was listening to this podcast called Carolina Crimes, and they go through all these crimes that happened in South Carolina, and
What's that sound?
it's
Mike, you hitting that hissing sound again.
I don't have it coming from my end.
There you go.
Now stop.
So, and whenever he starts the podcast, he tells you what town this crime occurred, and then he tells you what county it's in. And I don't know, my mind just wandered as it does frequently, and I say, back home, you knew where all the counties were. We had in 8th grade, we had to go through and name all 88 counties in Ohio and know where they are.
Yeah, we had to put them on a map.
Yeah, and you were kind of, I don't want to say judged, but people looked at you funny if you were from a different county. Well, then I got to thinking that in the county I grew up in,
You all were townships.
yeah, we broke up even farther into townships.
Oh.
So my dad was from a different township than my mom. And when they were dating, they were like, how's this going to work? Your kids are going to be cross townships, and that's not going to work. And it was just kind of funny thinking about, how it's kind of different. Like nobody thinks about
Which is ridiculous.
Townships
given that
here.
They went to the same high school.
Yeah, they went to the same high school, but they were from different townships.
And the high school total had I don't know, 150 kids maybe in the high school. And
Wow.
we're judging townships.
I don't know. It was just one of those. It was just a random thought that was like, huh. Like I couldn't tell you all the counties in South Carolina.
Yeah, I remember having to learn. I think we got them on burning. I smell something burning.
Probably the oil.
But I remember, having to learn the counties. But once you took the test,
You forgot.
Yeah, you didn't care about the counties anymore.
Yeah, there was. I mean, in high school we had to learn all the counties, but not townships because there's just way too many. But as I went to school, high school, if we went to another local town, like so where I went to high school was outside of Sydney, but if I went to another county high school, like to one of their bars, never failed. We ended up out in the parking lot in a scrap. Never failed. We go to Rushi, we go to Fort Army, we go to Anna, we go to Mechanicsburg. We go all over the place. No matter what, we always ended up in a scrap. I don't know.
Well,
each other.
Yeah,
we have 159 counties.
Okay.
So I could name all of them but I am the exception and the only reason I can name them, it'd take me a minute because I'd have to think about it. And the only reason I could name them is because over the course of my career, I worked in every county at one point or another.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and that doesn't mean I work for the county. It means I did work in that county.
Right. Well, we had a history teacher it was Ohio history in the 8th grade, and not only did we learn like all the counties in the state, but we also learned about all the Indians and the different, I guess they're tribes, sects, whatever you want to call them.
Tribes,
Yeah.
river.
Well, like because you had the Cherokees and you had all those different kind of Indian groups.
Yep.
And that was. Now I kind of wish I'd have paid a little more attention, but that was always the interesting part was hearing about the Native American culture, and then you come south, and nothing happened before the Civil War. I don't know what it is. Woo, look at that. Mike, I think these worked. Because they look a little crispy, don't they, Rusty?
They do.
Just a little bit. I mean, they're still mush. They didn't toast up like in an air fryer, but it's all good.
We're never going to get them because of the nature of them. You're never going to get them to fully crisp up.
Not really an air fryer, but that premise, that idea, getting them up off, like we do in the Dutch oven. We get them up off the bottom, we circulate some heat. So,
this one's Bill's. He's got it's regular Dorito. Well, it's the Aldi brand nacho chips. This one is Paige right here, and it's the high-low.
okay.
But that's the nachos right there.
Hear that? Hear that? Listen. That was one of my tops.
It's pretty good.
They crisped it up.
They did. It sounds like nicely too. Ooh, so bad. Don't we do
Ooh,
it?
nice.
Well,
Now, the great thing about these is you serve them family style.
yep, you get them up with a spatula. Or a spoon will work too.
I remember that time Rusty and I we were down in Charleston for a competition. We were judging. And your daughter wanted to take us to this chicken place. Remember that?
Yeah.
And, he's like, I don't know, just give me the nachos. I guess not realizing they were loaded nachos, he was pretty ticked off. Because your idea of nachos are
Chips with maybe a little bit of meat, cheese, maybe some onions, maybe some lettuce. But I'm just happy with taking a cheese dip and dipping chips into the cheese dip.
Oh,
So-
okay. Okay, you look at more of the terms
He
of the
was
chip
throwing a
than-
fit about this. When he was throwing a fit, he goes, "Nachos are just chips with orange cheese all over it. Nothing else.
No chicken.
No chicken. Who puts that on there? I didn't want a dang salad." Like he was livid,
Huh?
mad. And then he like almost didn't want to eat it. And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "But I'm hungry."
It's loaded nachos.
Yeah, but no. When he only read nachos. I was like, "Dude, we make these all the time." No, it's not nachos. I was thinking, dude, I was like, "We're not in high school, man."
You get loaded baked potatoes. It's different from a regular baked potato. Let me go bring in the missus, see if she'll do a taste for us. And all.
Ooh, that was just enough cheese sauce, huh?
Perfect.
After you taste yours, that is. Let me see if I can snap a picture of Bill's.
All right, so I got my cheese sauce down. Now I'm gonna add. Let's take some of this barbecue chicken.
Let me get my nachos.
Put some barbecue chicken down.
These are pizza nachos.
Oh,
Or Italian nachos, whichever you prefer.
do I eat it with my hands?
You can.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. Then
This page, you can do it any way you want, my dear.
it's your nachos.
He just handed me the plate. I don't know what people want to do like that. Yum! It smells so good. It looks so good.
Now I'm gonna add a little bit of Rotel.
Mm. Perfect. Finger looking good.
Finger licking good.
Pass its inspection.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Mm.
Hot.
Hot. That tastes really good. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. I'll get you.
I'll go get my brother.
Let me see what he
You got another bowl?
right here. Waiting on him.
Trying to get a little fancy, like even coverage.
You fancy like Applebee's?
Trying to be.
We fancy like Applebee's.
What I'm gonna take a spatula and try to get every last little bit of this cheese sauce for a dollop on top because I didn't get out the sour cream. I don't even know if we have any.
We don't have any.
So let's get it right there. All right. And then now add a little bit of bacon for the top.
Okay. I started to put bacon on this, started to put olives on it, but then I decided no.
There we go. All right, let's get a photo. What do you think, Rusty?
That's a pretty plate of nachos right there, buddy.
Yep.
Honest?
Yeah. It looks good. That doesn't mean I want to eat it. I'm just saying it looks good.
He said, I don't want to eat it, but
That is a pretty plate. You got it on the camping dishes?
yeah.
I love it.
I thought the the blue would really make it stand out more.
I fully agree. That's a perfect choice.
Yeah, you got a nice color there with the red from the rotel and the black from the olives.
All right. Now. Hey, Bill. Got it right here for you.
Get the right
Fork.
picture. All right. Well, anyway.
Trying his now.
All right. You want a fork or do you not want any? Black olives, I know.
Right. He loves it. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up from Brother Bill?
Yep, 2 thumbs up, he said.
All right. Well, I'm going to try this.
He wants 3 thumbs up.
What? Well, don't show us the third one.
Yeah. He's holding his foot up.
Okay.
The tots came out really good.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Got a little zing from the rotel.
You get the spicy? Yeah, I can't do that because I like it, but Paige don't. We
Yeah, I
all
got
don't do
the original.
Yeah, the original. I like the original. We
Yeah.
all know I do spicy. Paige does not.
And the canned chicken doesn't even taste like canned chicken.
See, there you go. That means you did it right.
And just that little bit of sauce covers up, so it's not. I mean, it's barely. It just changed the color of the chicken.
Yep.
There's a piece of chicken.
Yep.
Oh. Didn't take the hint. That's okay. Well, that's under an hour. That was like 40 minutes.
Yeah, we done good.
Now we can go trick or treating.
Yep. See, it was easy, folks. We did a nice meal and nothing flat.
Yep. And leave the dishes sit until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the wife will get.
Nowhere. They'll be there. They ain't going nowhere. They'll be there.
Yep.
I love that video that goes around the social media of the guy that sits down. He has the magic table. He says everything he puts on this table, when he gets up in the morning, it's already gone. It's thrown away. All the dishes are done.
We have a magic sandwich. It's amazing.
Yeah. And then he calls the cops because his wife goes missing or his girlfriend, whoever she is.
Yep, that's the one.
He's telling the cops about it, and the lady cop is, "Are you serious?" And he goes, and the man cop, "No, I got
the same table."
Thank you, Bat.
Thank you, Bat.
Nachos are finger food. But
Good job, Mike.
Good job too on there, Lee.
I'm gonna smash that whole plate.
I am gonna smash mine as soon as we get off. I just gotta load mine up with the stuff that goes on it.
All right. Well, that was a good show, Mike.
It surely was. I enjoyed that.
So next week we're into November.
Yeah. Thanksgiving month.
Keto Thanksgiving sides.
That sounds like a good idea.
My wife just went, So
Excellent idea.
Is green bean casserole keto?
can be.
Yes, it can be.
That's what I was planning on making.
I love green bean casserole. Good
Oh,
night. I love it.
Yep. The hard part with that's going to be with the casserole stuff is going to be the cook time afterwards. Like once you get the topping right.
Right.
So I might have to figure something out with that.
The French's fried onions, are those
Those-
would not be keto.
No.
You'd have to substitute like a pork rind crumble or something.
Right. You could do the pork rind crumble, or you could
You could do a batter fried, a pork rind, egg mixture, fried onions.
Yeah.
The wife's giving me a nasty look. So what do you think we should do, honey?
I don't know, but not that. You're going you make whatever you want because you're going to ruin it for the real meal. So I'm still going to make it the way I like it,
Yeah.
even if it hurts my tummy. I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
How many carbs does a can of condensed cream of mushroom soup have?
It's like 3 carbs for the whole in there for a serving, something like that.
Well, but then you got to look at the ingredients, right?
Yeah, and it's
So heavy whipping cream reduced with
right,
like 2 cans of mushrooms with the juice.
right. But you can cut the carbs, right? And what you mix it with, because they're looking at it in terms of using real milk, and that's not going to touch your carbs at all.
Hmm.
But if you put in like flax milk or something, or almond milk or coconut milk or something like that, or like you said, heavy whipping cream,
Yep.
good to go.
So the wife's giving me the nasty, and Rusty just said, "Don't mess with the classic." So I don't know. What do you think we should do then?
Go ahead and try it. I mean,
Something turkey?
Okay. Oh, here you go. Let's do this. Let's do another canned dinner
Okay.
with turkey.
Something canned and turkey.
With either turkey, you could use chicken. If you can't find turkey, use chicken.
Okay.
I can't remember ever seeing a turkey. Now, I'm sure it's there, but I've never ever seen it.
Something canned
And
and turkey. So if you smoke a turkey, we can use part of that.
Right.
Something canned. All right.
The other stuff, make whatever you're making out of using cans. Canned food.
Yeah. Turkey spam.
I was already thinking that. That's funny.
I remember that video Payne I did. I looked it up not too long ago where we took a can of turkey spam and carved the turkey out of it.
it was horrible.
I love it.
The wife hated it. We put it in a little skillet and put it in the oven. The wife doesn't like spam, so she was really hating that one.
Oh, I love spam. But you could, even ground turkey.
Yep.
It's the turkey part's wide open. But if you can't find turkey that would work for you, then the other fowl will do just fine.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people who eat chicken on Thanksgiving rather than turkey because the turkey's too expensive.
Turkey and something from a can. That sounds like a winner.
Right. And you don't have to do just one other ingredient. You can make it as many as you want as long as it comes from a can.
Right. Okay. Something from a can and turkey. Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
It's, canned meaning like it's been put up for long-term storage.
Right.
Right.
Either from a tin can or like home can.
Right. Or you can, some things are in pouches, but it's long-term storage and it's taking the place of the can.
Turkey in the gumbo. Turkey jambalaya. Oh, okay. Wife's telling me to hurry up. So,
all right.
That was awesome.
Thank you for
showing up. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
For another stellar episode of the Keto Show.
Yep. Hope you'll tune in.
I don't know. There's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome.
Have a great week, guys.
And let's be careful out there.
There he is. He was a little slow.
Well, I was.
Good night, Miss Paige.
Good night.
Oops. So I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Technical difficulties. It's me.